Okay, so I have created a table right here. You can see that if you create a object of a circle of 20 radius, this is the 20 radius size, and we have this table right here. So to edit this table, you can just select it. To change the shape, to increase the size or decrease the size, you can just click on this point, and this can be done by this. If you want to change the size of this column, you can change it by selecting these points. To enter the data, simply just click here and type something, or you can simply double click here. Now you can see the height is 6. Suppose I want a height of 10. I can just type the height here and define the text. So the text is bill of material. Okay. So this is the text. You can just go here, type 1. You can go here, type serial number, and go here. You have the name, the material, the quantity, name, material, quantity. So after that, you can just select this and drag this shape, and you can define the number of items like that. Okay, so I want that to be serial number. Okay, serial number. If you select any other column, it will ask you for the change the type or the value. Change the data type. So the data type is before we have the data type to be the integer. Now we want something else. Before it was the data format means angle, currency, date, anything you want. So now it should be on text. So keep the table all the cells type to be at the text, so there will be no problem. Define the value like 1. You can just go there and drag that down like that. Okay. Okay, so sometime it will not define that, so go to not the text, the number. Okay, so you can see that it will change the numbering here. If you define the data type to be text, it will just copy the text, and if you just select it and define that it is a number, you can drag it and define the number. It works like Excel. After that, you have to enter the values here, and this will be the first question. Okay, it's a simple question, nothing very complicated here. So the last drawing we have is this wheel, this pulley. So in the pulley, you can see we have the main drawing here. We have values defined here. Just select the text and you can change the data type. Just select the like have to insert data. Okay, so here we have the Excel. I want to change the color of the background sheet. Okay, like that. So background color should be none, and you will see some names here. So just click here. You can see this cell is blocked, so you can just select all the cells. Okay, like you can you can just select all the cells like that and go to the cell locking and unlock everything, and after that you can just select this one. Okay, you can just go to one, double click, it can be edited. You can just select here and edit everything from here. You can change everything from here. Okay, if you go to this one, you want to change the format, you can just select the object, change the format from Nothing difficult here, simply Excel, work like Excel. Okay. So the next drawing we have this shape here. We have its section view here. The section line is this one from here. The outer dias are 380 and 400. The inner one is somewhere here 60. This one with arrow defined here, and the outer one is this one is 100. This one circle is 100. The third circle is not defined. It will be calculated from here because we have given some angle and some distances. So you have to create these dimensions, these drawings first. So I'm going to start with this one. Okay. So start with circle. The radius will be 200 and the other radius will be 190. Okay. So in the center we have 30 radius and 50 radius. So these are the circles that needed to be created here. After that we have these shapes. So you can see we have given 165 radius of this arc and 81.5 radius for this arc. So it means we have to create two circles with a radius of 81.5 and with a radius of 167. Okay, two circles are created. After that, you can see that all the objects are symmetrical and the between gap in the two objects is 15. This 6 number denotes that this 15 gap is applied up to 6 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places, and so the gap is 15 in here. And the radius, the fillet that is applied on the edges is of radius 30. So we can just create a line like this and create an offset of the line, O enter, and the between gap is 15, so offset should be 7.5 like that. Okay, so if we go to the fillet, define the radius that is 30 and the trim type should be at trim, and if we just click here and click here, you can see we have created a fillet here. So this one shape is ready. We need to create this one shape here, or we can just create this one and create a copy of this like fillet here and here. After that, just trim out this one and just select everything like that and go to the array, select the polar, select the center, and you can see the number of items is by default at 6. Click OK, and we have the option, we have the shape here. So you have to now trim everything like this step by step. Okay, so it's the first method. You can do it like this, or you can just create it like this one. Okay. To deselect something, you have to press Shift. Okay, I'm going to delete everything right now. Okay, so again two circles, that is at 81.5 and the other circle will be at 167. So we have two circles, we have created a line, create a fillet with radius 30 and with multiple option. I have created it. Okay, sorry. We need to create first the offset, that is 7.5 in this direction and this direction. the fillet, create a fillet right here and a fillet right here. Okay, so now you have to create the first object. So as you can see here, we have the 6 object here. So if you divide 360 degree with 6, we get the angle that from here to here the angle is 60 degree. So if I can just rotate this one with minus 60, we can see we got this one line here. We can just go to the fillet with multiple option and create the fillet like that. So we have the shape here. We can just delete this option and go to the trim, this one and this one. So we got the shape. Now we have to create another circle because we need to create this smaller circle that is of 20 dia with PCD of 340. So 340 means 170 radius and a circle at the quadrant with 10 radius. Okay, rotate command at an angle. You can rotate anything or at an angle, just select the object, go to the rotate, you can type RO, select the base point, you can rotate. Now if you want a copy, you can select a copy, and if you type a positive angle, positive value in the angle, the object going to be rotated in this direction. So if you want to rotate it in backward direction, you have to enter the negative value. So minus, I want it to be rotated at 60 degree, minus 60. You can just simply enter the 300 degree, again it will be created here. But for easy interpretation, I can enter minus 60. So the object will be here. Next, now I have to select these two objects. So you can see the selection method I am using is window. So you can see that only these two objects are fully inside the window. So only those two objects are being selected. If I select it like this one, everything will be selected. I need to select only these two. So this method is very effective. So just select the array, go to the folder, select the center, and 6 objects will be created by default. If you want to change the number of items, you can change it from here. So just if you select the associative, you will not be able to modify them. If you don't select, you will be able to modify them. I'm going to select the associative, close array. Now you see I need to modify. If you need to modify something and you select the object, everything will be going to be in this option. You will have to apply something from here. So to separate, to make the object individual selection, you can just explode everything by pressing X. Now you can see everything is separated. Okay, so now you can just select the item and define the property. I want it to be a center line type. So go to the line type, center, and select the type, click OK, OK, and select the line. Now go to this and define the center type. So this is the shape we required. Now there are two things left. That is, first is the keyway. So we have the keyway at 36 height, and the size of the keyway is defined here. That the size is 10 mm, its width is 10 mm. So select a line from the center, define the distance in the ortho mode. The value is 36. Okay, and in this direction the value is 5. Go downwards up to this point, and again in this direction go to the 5 up to this direction. Okay, so after that you can just delete the line. You can just trim these two lines and this one, and the keyway is ready. If you want to create this keyway here, you can just go to the rotate base point. Okay, now you have to just select the copy and define the value minus 90, and it will be created right here. If you press the 90, it will be created right here. So go to the trim, and this is the keyway. So this is the shape we needed. Now you can see there is a third circle that we don't have its radius or diameter given. So that will be calculated from this shape, this section. So we have to create this section now. So to create the section, we have to just first read the drawing. We have the width of 80, the maximum value, the maximum dia is 400. After that, we have the 380 dia, and we have this thickness. This thickness is defined. We know that overall value is 80. This value is 35. Here will be again 35. So this thickness will be of 10. So we got the thickness. After that, we can say see here that we have a hole here. So hole is the projection of this one. We can just create the projection from here, and we have the whole inner hole here, and these two lines are basically the projection of this keyway. After that, we have the shape here. So we need to create the shape at a distance of 50. The width of the shape is 50 and up to 100. And after that, we have a line at an angle of 30 degree. So this angle is 30 because this angle is 60 degree. So again, if we create a line here like this one, okay, if we create a quadrant, you can see that this angle will be equal to this angle. So it is 60, and in a quadrant we have the angle maximum that is 90 degrees, so this will be 30 degrees. Okay, so we can do that. So to create, we have to use the construction line. Now how you can use the projection lines? So to draw the projection line, we have the line option type XL, that will be construction lines. We have the types horizontal, vertical, angular, whichever you need. We need now horizontal. We can see that we can just create the maximum lines like that. We can create the center. Okay, so right now I'm just going to create only this thing. So create a line here. Okay, and create an offset of the line that is 80, like this one. Trim above and below. So you can see this will be the half. We can just trim out everything and select and delete everything. So we got the first thing. Now we have to create a line at the center like this. Now we know the thickness of the second object is, the thickness is 10, so offset of 5, so 5 here, 5 here, and we have the other thickness that is of 50. So I'm going to create it after that. So trim here and trim these two options. Okay, after that we got this. So this is the projection of the circle center, so we have to create the offset of 10. So here and here, this is the circle. Trim this one, this one, and this one, this one. Okay, so we don't need this line right now, so I can just delete it or move it up here. So this is the center line. I just need to create the center line up to some length like that. So this is the holes projection from here. You can see that if I go to the construction line horizontal, the upper line and the lower line, you can see that both the lines are on this line that I have created. So this is the projection of the hole. Okay, if you go here, you can see there is a hole projection I have created. Everything is fine till now. Now from center, we have the distance of 50 from center to here. Okay, so we can just create an offset from here of 50 like that. So we have the maximum value. Now you can see this width is also 50. So from center we have to take an offset of 25. So offset 25 from the center line to here, center line to here. Okay, so this line should be at this point. So you can just trim out these two, and here is the shape. You can see from center we have created. Okay, from here you can see we have this line and this line. Now we have the flat line here. We need a line at an angle of 30 degree from here. So go to the line. Okay, I have explained you the type. You can just type at the rate, define the length of line. I want that line to be at 30 and angle is 30. So we have the line here, or you can just type and define an angle. Directly go to the symbol of angle and define the angle. We need a line at an angle of 150 degree. You can see we have the line here, or you can just create the line properly from here and create its mirror from here, and in this way you can just create the shape. So delete these lines, trim out the internal section. So we have the shape here. If you see here, we got the shape like that. So this is the projection. Now we are left with the projection of this one. So go to the construction line, horizontal, select these 2 points. So we got these 2 lines. Just go here, trim out, select line and delete. So this is the projection. This is the section we needed. So just select everything, okay, except this line, and mirror the entities mi from this point to this point, and there is the shape. If you want to delete the center, you can, or if you want, you can just create it like this. So we don't need these 2 lines because we don't have a keyway down here. So for that we have to go to the construction, horizontal, and after this trim out like that and delete. Okay, so this is the shape we needed. Now this section is basically created from the center to center up to here. Okay, this is the section of this view, this line up here. You can see we have the circle intersecting here, the circle intersecting here. But in the drawing, you will see there is no circle, there is something bigger here. So if you go to the center line, see the center line comes here and bend at an angle up to here. Okay, so these 2 lines are basically the projection of these 2 circles, these 2 arcs. So how to create the projection of these 2 objects? So create a line at an angle, suppose at this, extend like that, or you can just click here, turn off the ortho, and you can just move it in front direction. So this is the section line. Now you have to create the projection of these circles. So create a circle here up to this point and up to this point. Now you can see the circle. If you take the projection from the horizontal line from this point to this point, you got the lines here. Okay, so you can just trim out everything like that. So we have the projection right here. So this was the shape we needed. Everything is created now. So we got here the angle. So now if you want to create the third circle here, first I have to delete these 2 circles. Okay. So to create third circle, go to the construction, horizontal, go here. Now you can just create a circle from this point to this point, and the third circle is created, and delete the line. So this is the projection. Now this is the section view. We need to add the hatch. So H enter, select the area where you need the hatch like that. Okay, you can see here there is the hatch, but the type of hatch is different, so you can just apply the type. If you want to increase the scale, you can just click here. Close, there is the hatch. Okay, now you have to specify the center type to the lines. So go to the match property MA, or you can just select the objects like this one. Okay, or you can directly go from here, match property, select the source. I want this property to be applied at this line, this line, this line, and this line. Okay, so you can see that the scale is higher, so we cannot see the line type here. You can see the line type of this line is applied, but we cannot see that because the scale is higher and the object is lower. So go to the properties by clicking here, go to the line type scale, change the scale like zero point 0.1 and just press escape. Now if you want to decrease this scale also, you can also decrease the scale. So this is the shape we needed and it's completed. Do you have any question related to this shape? You can ask your question if you have any. No questions? Okay, so we are going to move to the next option. Third circle, basically it's the projection. We have created this shape here and we know that the third circle is the projection of this edge here. So we can just create a construction line from here, from this point, and you can just create a circle here from center, and you just don't have to specify the value, just click on this point and the third circle will be created. After that you can just delete the line. Clear? Okay, so the next commands we are going to cover today is the blocks, how you can create it a block, how can you use it repeatedly in a drawing, and how can you save this object permanently so that you can just import it every time you need to use it. So to see the previously saved blocks or to see the library that we have in this software, you can just type TP for tool palettes, press enter, and we have a library here. And second is DC design center, and we have the library here. We have two libraries, design center and tool palette. So if you click on the home, we will be in the folder, go to the English US and go to the design center. We have some design center option here. In this you can select the blocks, select the standard component like fasteners, like home planning. If you are in civil or architecture, you will use these two and this one third. If you are in mechanical, you will use fasteners from metric or US, HVAC, some template of HVAC, some template of hydraulic, pneumatic, some pipe fitting symbols, plant process symbols or welding symbols. And here in from here you can just go down here and select the mechanical for mechanical, architecture for architecture, and civil for civil. We have all the options also for electrical. So in mechanical you have some imperial samples and we have some metric samples. To open them, you need to know the name. This is the design center. So if you type DC like I have typed here, DC, and press enter, this will open. Or if you know this name, this is tool palette, you enter TP, you can open this. Or you can click on insert and there should be this option. Wait a second. I think it's moved to somewhere new. Okay, in the view we have the tool palette here. Okay, and the design center should be. Okay, you can simply just search the command also. You can just type the design center from here. Design. Okay, enter. Okay, wait a second. So design center will be. Okay, So we have the shortcut only VC for design centers, that will be open like that. So I think it should be here and the insert. Okay, it is here, design center. In the palettes, we have the option for tool palette and the design center. Actually, it is changed to the small size, so I was not able to find it. So there is the tool palette, there is the design center. Both the option can be used from here or can be opened with the help of shortcut. So what is the difference between the design center and tool palette? So if you open the tool palette and the design center, and now from tool palette I'm going to use a metric size nut, hexagon nut. Okay, so I'm going to just insert it by dragging. Okay, you can just drag and drop any object from here, and you can just zoom on it on that point, and from here I'm going to use the fasteners metric. You have to just double click on that, go to the blocks, double click on that, and you can also drag a shape from here. So here we have hexagon nut 10 mm. You can just simply drag it from here. Okay, so what is the difference in both of them? If you select both of them, you will see that both of them has a center or has a base point from where you can move the object. But only one object from this tool palette, we have the option here that will have the different size. You can just select the size from here. Only the tool palette objects or the tool palette blocks will have the option to modify them. Okay, the object that can be or the block that can be modified is called the dynamic block. The object, the blocks that are not able to modify, they are the simple blocks. So dynamic block will be able to change, and simple blocks will not be able to change. You can use the scale command on them, but again, if you have to set the specific size, you will not be able to do that. Okay, like we have a hexagon head screw, you can just drag and drop, and from here also you can just drag and drop. So here we have three options, here we have only one option. In three option we can just change the length of the screw like that, and change the size to M12 or M10, whatever you need. Okay, so this is the main difference. Tool palette is the dynamic option and design center is the simple option. So how can we create some blocks? Okay, so we are going to learn how to create the blocks from here, but the blocks will be simple block, not the dynamic. Okay, how can we create these type of shapes? So you can see that we have this shape here. Okay, if you click on object, all the objects are selecting separately. If you want to just click and select like this one, and move that object with a single click, we have to create the block. So here is the blocks option. First option is how you can insert. This is the insert option. If you click here, all the recent used blocks will be shown here. Then the second option will be the how to create the block. Third option is how to edit the block. So to create a block, you can just click here, or you can just type B for block and press enter, and the dialog box will open. So first thing you have to specify is the name. I want to specify it fully. Second thing, you have to specify the base point. So what do you mean by base point? So the base point will be the point from where you will be able to move the object. So to specify the base point, you can specify the coordinate, or the main thing we use is this pick point. Go to the pick point, you will be able to select a point from here, select the center, or select the base from where you want to select the base point. So I'm going to select this center as the base point. Now you are back in the option. So the next thing we have is the objects. You have to select the object that will be in the block. So go to this option, select objects, and select everything you need to create or you need to add in the block. After selecting, press enter and you are again in the commands. You can see we have selected 71 objects. Okay, and the option should be on convert to block. We don't want to delete, we don't want to retain, just convert to the block. So everything we have selected will be converted to a block. So behavior, we have the option allow exploding. We don't have to select anything, we just need to specify three things: the name, the pick point, and the select objects. After that, check the units. If the units are the required unit, you can just click OK, or if you need to change, you can change to inches or any other. So I'm going to use the millimeters. Just click OK. So now if you click here, you can see this object is converted to a block. Okay. So what are the main advantages of block? That if you delete an object, if you delete a block, you can always insert that block in the file. Just click I for insert. I enter. The insert dialog box will be here, or you can just go here. There will be a list, or if you click here more option, the box will again appear. So to select the blocks, click here. The list will be there. I have used these blocks from the tool palette in the design center. So just select the pulley, and now don't have to select anything from here. Just use this option specify on screen. I want to specify everything on the screen, so just specify on the screen. OK, and click where you want to place it. Okay, you can place it many times, multiple times. Go to the insert, click on the object you need, click OK, specify the place where you want to move it. So this is the block. You can create the block with the help of B, and you can insert it with the help of I. Okay, now you can select the object and you can see there is the base point, and the base point will always use for the moving of motion of the object. Is it clear till now? Okay, creation of the block. Okay, so if you want to, if you want me to repeat, I can repeat. Is it clear or you want to repeat? Just type if you want to repeat. Okay, repeat. So you can see we have an object here. I want to create it as a block. So we have the option here, or just type B, enter. Okay. First thing, specify name. So it's fully section. The second thing, you have to specify the base. Base means from where you want to pick the object. So click on the pick point. Define the point. I want to pick this object from the center somewhere here. Okay. After that, go to the object, select objects, select everything you need, press enter, and just click OK, and the object will be converted into the block. If you delete the object, this is not deleted permanently because we have the option of insert here. You can drag here, you can see there is the option, just click it and insert it. Okay, you can just select and press X enter or explode from here, and the object will be exploded and you can use it as a separate entity again. Okay, to create a separate entity, just select the object, press X enter, and the object will be exploded like that. But you can always insert it again. I enter, select the object you need, press OK, and the new block will be inserted like that. Okay, you can use this shape, you can use this shape also. So these are the blocks, and in this way you can just insert a block. If you want to edit the block, okay, The main thing you need is to how to edit the block, how you can insert anything inside the block. So there is the option, you can just double click on this, sorry, on the block. You just have to double click on the block. There will be the edit block definition, or you can just go here on the second option, that is block editor, and select the object from the list, or you can type B for block, E for edit, press enter, and you can select it from here. So it is easy to just double click here and go to the block and press OK. Now you are in the editing option. You can just select everything individually here and you can modify anything. Suppose I'm now going to select this line. I want this line to be at this point, this line to be at this point. Okay, so just go outside of this block editor, just go here, close block editor. If you stuck sometime you don't see your options, just go to this block editor, there will be the options. Close the block editor, save the changes. Now you can see this is not a block, and in every block you can see the change is updated. You can see the line is made smaller. If you insert any block now, there will be the change. Okay, so you can edit anything, you can insert it repeatedly. The main thing is you cannot insert this block into a new file. If you go to a new file, if you go to the insert, there will be no block. Okay, because these blocks are temporary. You can open the tool palette TP from here, but you cannot insert your these blocks to the new file. So how you can insert the, how you can use these blocks in the new file? Here there is the option I enter, and there is the option browse. You can go to the location where you have saved the block. Right now you can, right now first you have to save the block in your computer so that you will be able to import them. To save the block, we can just go, type the W, enter, and you can save them from here. The option is write block. These blocks are temporary. To create them permanent, press W, enter, and the option is write block. Now there are few options. The source option is how you want to choose the source. If you have created the block, you can select it from the list. If you want to create the block from the objects, you can just go define the pick point and the select object from here. Okay, right now we have created the block, so we're going to select the source as a block. I'm going to select the pulley. I want this pulley to be saved at a location, so that location will be specified from here, from this point. So define your location. I'm going to define it on the desktop. So this is the name pulley.dwg. Save it. Okay, and the block will be there on the desktop. You can see there is the pulley. Now, if you have to insert that in the other file, you can see we have created this here, and I want this to be inserted here. So press I enter, go to the browse, go to the desktop, select the object from that location, click OK, and there is your object. Okay, if you delete it now and press insert, you can choose it from the list now, because you just have to attach the block once and you can just pick it from the list again. Okay, so like I have created some other blocks also. So go to the browse, I have created this tire, click open, click OK. Now you can see there is a block that I have created earlier. Okay, so to create these type of things, and if you want to select these type of things, you can just create them as a block and insert repeatedly. Okay, so this is the block command. If you have any question, you can ask. Any questions, please ask. Everything is clear? Which tools? Which tool in the block? If you use B enter, we have some options like that. There are few tools like if you don't want to pick the point, you can specify on the screen, okay, or you can define the coordinate from here. But we don't know the coordinates every time, so we just use the pick point option. And we have this option objects, okay. So use the select object option and convert them into the block. If you want to delete the objects, you can delete it from here also. Okay, the main option is how to convert the block. So just click here and the object will be converted into the block. So behavior, it's annotative means you have to specify a standard. Annotative is a standard inside the AutoCAD. Like here we have the scale of the scale standard of the file and text type of the file. Everything we have used, like we have used the dimension, we have used the text. Everywhere you have seen this annotative option because it's a standard. Okay, you can just apply that standard also, or you can just leave that. So to create the object, we just use simply three things: name, pick point, and select the objects, nothing else. Okay, if you want to scale the object, you can scale it from here, but we don't need to scale it from here. We have scale options outside. AutoCAD consists of many commands that are similar to other commands. We don't have to use those commands. Okay, like we have the array, but in copy we also have the array command. We have the fillet, but in rectangular shape we have the fillet, the chamfer, everything there. So we have the multiple options, but the main options are create a block, just type the name, pick the point, select the object, that's okay. This will be the command. Okay, so this is the block command. Now we have the next tool that are properties. Okay, how you can specify the properties? You can see I have specified some property. There is the color property. I have specified. I have specified sometimes the line type. Here you can see there is the line type specified. So if you want to specify the thickness of the line, you can specify it from the here the line weight, and if you want to specify the transparency, you can specify it from here. So how these things work? So first option is color. If you want to specify color to any object, you can just choose the object, select the object and go to the color option. You can specify any color from here. Okay. If you want to create a new color or you don't see your color here, you can just go to the more color option down here and you can just select it from the list from here, or if you want to create yourself, go to the true color. You can just create it from here, or you can type your number, the RGB number right here. Okay, so select whatever color you need, click OK, that color will be applied. And if you go there, now you will see your color. The recently we have created this color, this will be here. The second option we have is the line weight. If you want to apply the thickness, you can go here in the second option and select the line weight. Suppose I want my line to be at a line weight of 0.5. So if you click here, you can see the 0.5 line weight is applied, but we are not able to see the line weight because we have not turned on the option. We have here some option that is line weight display and the transparency display. Line weight display is currently turned off. So if you click here, the line weight display will be turned on. So now you can see your line weight is applied here. Okay. So if you don't want to see, you can just turn them off like that. If you want to see, you can just turn them on like that. So the next option we have already used is the line type. We have multiple types we use in the drawing. If you go to the others, you can select it from the list on the load. We have all the types of the lines available here. Mostly we use the continuous line, the thin line, the thick line, the dotted line, the center line, the dashed line or the hidden lines. We have everything here. Okay, so we can select that object. We can use some variation from here. Hidden 0.5x means hidden line at a distance of the hidden line, half of the hidden line will be this one and double of the hidden line will be this one. So you can apply anything. Just click OK and that will be added into this one. So we have the center line, we have the dashed, we have the hidden, whatever we need. Just select the object. Okay, we have the object here. If you want to just create the hidden line, select the object, go to here, define the hidden type, and this will be the hidden type. So this is the hidden point 5, so the gap will be lower. So to change the property, you can just click here and or press Control 1, and there will be a property manager right here. And now if you see any select, if you select any object, if you select any object, their property will be shown here. Okay, if I select this one, its property will be here. You can see this is color is by layer, layer is 0, line type, this one line shape, this one, everything will be here. So I'm going to select this one, and now you can see this, the color is from layer. Layer is right now the 0. You can see that the line type is this one hidden and the scale is 1. I can just change the scale to 2 or to 3, whichever you need, like that, and press escape. You can see that the properties are applied like that. Okay, so the last property we have is the transparency. If you select an object, we can apply some transparency. Transparency means if you want to fade the object or dark the, if you want to create the darkness or the fade, you can go to the properties and you can apply the transparency value from 0 to maximum 90. Okay, so you can make it brighter, you can make it faded, like that. You can see the difference here. So suppose I have applied the value 90, okay, and press escape. You can see there is a very faded line here. So why is there the maximum value up to 90? Because if you apply the 100%, the object will not be able to visible. The object will be invisible, so that will have no effect. We don't need an invisible object, so that's why there is the maximum value of 90. So now if you don't want to see the visibility, go to here, turn off the transparency option. If you turn on, you will see the transparency like that. Okay, so define the properties whichever you need and click like that. Okay, so we don't apply the properties from here, we use the property from the layers. As I have already explained in the layer commands, we can use everything from the layer. So these were the property option. If you want to apply the same property to other objects, you can do that with the help of match property. The shortcut of match property will be MA for match property. You have to just select the source object. You can see there is the source object option. If I want to apply this color, you can select that. Now select the destination. I want to select that color or to apply that color on these two circles, like that. So this is the match property option. You can also apply the match property to here. Everything can be applied with the help of match property on text, on dimension, on everywhere. Okay. So this is the properties option. You can apply the properties, you can match, you can create the block like that. Clear? Any question on properties? Okay. So the next option we have is the group. You can create some groups, like you can see this is the block. but you want to select all your blocks in a group. Okay, you want to move them, or you want to select them in a group. So there is the option group. You can create a group from here. You can specify the name of the group, or you can just select the object that you want in the group. I want these three objects to be in a group. Press enter. If you select them now, all the three objects will be selected at a time. You can now move them simultaneously. Okay, like that. If you want to add something in the group or remove something from the group, there is the option, second option, that is group edit. And now you have to select what you want, add or remove. I want to add something. Which one I want to add? This object. Press enter. Now if you select the objects will be like that. All the objects will be moved together and all the properties will be applied together. This is a temporary option, not a permanent option. Okay. If you want to have the group but you want to change something, you can just turn off this group selection on or off. Right now it's blue, it means it's on. If you click here, it's turn off. Now you can select the object individually, and if you turn it on back, then you can select them in a group. Group is a very important option if you need to change some location of the objects in a specific manner. If you suppose you have these three objects, you don't want to change the gap between them. You just want to change their location. That this center should be here. You can just do that like that. It's basically a move command, a rotate command, that their shape will be fixed. They will be just moved together like that. Okay, so whatever you need, you can just create the group. Okay, if you want to delete the group, if you want to ungroup the objects, or if you want to remove the object, for removing you just need to go to the edit, remove the object. I don't want to see this object. Press enter and the group will be applied to only these objects. If you want to delete the group, there is the first option here, that is ungroup. Click here and the group will be deleted now. Okay, this is the simple option. Basically, this is for the selection you want to move, copy, rotate, then it can be used. So next we have some utilities here. So in utilities we have some functions like you want to check the distance. These option will not be applied here. These options are just to check the dimension, the radius, the area, like that things. Okay. If you see from here, if you define any property or any dimension, the dimension will be added here. But if you need to check the dimension, not show the dimension, just to check the dimension, you can go to the utility, go to the measure. If you want to check the radius, click here. Just click here and you will see the radius is 200, diameter is 400 down there. Okay, it is not shown here, it will be shown here. These options are just to check the radius or the properties of the object. Okay, the main thing you can check here is the area. If you want to calculate the area of an object, that if you have this object, you want to check the area of this object, you can just go there, go to the area here, and there is the option. If it is a object, you can just go to the object, select the object and press enter. Here you can see the area is this one, and you will also see the perimeter. The area and perimeter will be specified like that. But if you have an uneven shape, like if this object is not a single object, this is a separate object, and the shape is like this one, you can again do that with the help of area. The shortcut for area is double A, and you can just start selecting the shapes like that. The green option means you are just selecting the area where you want to calculate the area. Okay, like that. Press enter to complete. Now the area of the object is this one. Okay, you can create anything. Suppose you have a circular entity here, so trim this one. You want to calculate the area of this whole shape and you don't want to join it. Okay, you don't want to join it, you can calculate the area again. Just click on the point like that, like that. Now we have a circular entity here. So we have the option here, that is arc. So now you can see the arc will be applied like this. So how can you select this arc? There is an option of center. You can select the center from here, and now it will ask from up to where you want to go. I want to go up to this point, and now again it is on arc. You have the option here to select the line. Go to the line. Now I want to just press enter to end the command, and here is the area that we need. Okay, got it? How you can calculate the area of the object or the shape? Any question? Okay, so next we have some options, that is you can use the calculator from here. You can use it to convert the units. Okay, you can use to for the unit conversion for the scientific purpose or for a numeric pad also. We can use the calculator from here. So to calculate the area inside of a circular entity or inside of any entities that we have, the we can use the area command double A. Just click on the points like that. If you face any arc, there is an option of arc. Now you can see the arc can be created like this, but we don't have directly the start and the end point, or the arc is not tangent to this point. In that case, we know we have the center here, so we can just select here the center option. Now it will ask for the center. Just select the center. Now you can see the arc will be selecting like that. So up to where you want to calculate, I want up to this point. So now this point is selected. Now we need to select the line again. We can just go to the line and select the line and press enter. You will be able to see the area here. Okay, got it? Okay. So these were the options for today's session: how to create a block, how to apply the property, how you can use the groups, and how you can use the utilities from here. Okay. We can also create a point for reference purposes. So the shortcut for point is PO, and you can just place, if you want to specify the center, you can just click it here. Now sometimes you need to specify the shape of the point to be some different. So we have the point styles in the utilities, that is here point style. So you can just specify any point. Suppose I want this plus symbol, press OK. Now you will see I have applied a point here, and that will be shown like that. If you want to change point style to be somewhere like that, you can see there is the point style option. Okay, so point will be used for the references only, and you can change their shapes from point style from here. Okay, next option is your clipboard. It is simply for copy paste. You can just copy this shape, control C, and you can just go to the other drawing and paste it right there. You cannot just use this copy option and copy that object to the other drawing like that. You cannot copy that. Okay, so to move this object or copy this object in the new sheet, you can just press the copy paste from here or control C, control V directly. And this view option will not apply to the 2D drafting. It is used for the 3D modeling. In this, you can insert a base point or a base view directly from a 3D file. So this view option will not be able to use now. Okay. So this was the ribbon tab. All the tools in the ribbon tab, you can create it like that. If you have any question till now, from first session to till today, you can ask that question. Cursor dimension. We don't need to use the separate values for the cursor. When you define a dimension like that, Just de-enter, go to the modify. Use always the fit scale option. Set current, close. Okay, like that. If you want to change, you can do that, but we don't use the only cursor type option because it will break the symmetry of everything. Like we have everything symmetrical, the cursor and the shape is very symmetrical to each other. So if we want to change, we can go to the de-enter, go to the modify. We have the option from here, symbol and arrows. You can change the shape of cursor. You can see we have the dot option. We have the arrow size from here. We can use that like 5. Okay. We can use this one for separate options. If we press OK, set current close, you can see the arrow is changed. We have the dot option here. Okay. So don't use these type of option unless you need them, and don't define the separate values from here. Use always the fit option. Okay, so to change the values of the leader's cursor, you can see that we have the leader here. We have this cursor at higher value and the leader cursor is smaller. So I have shown you that leader's property will be changed from a different option, that is multi leader style, MLS. Shortcut is MLS. You can write it down, multi leader style. Press enter, and there is the another style manager, and in that go to the modify. There is the leader structure again. There is the scale option again. You can just enter the scale. OK, set current and close. Everything will be updated according to that. Okay, so multi-leader style, modify, change the scale from here, from the leader structure, and define the value, set current, close, and it will be updated like that. Clear? To add the and remove the leader, we have the option here. We can add leader on a similar, okay, like that, and we can remove the leader from here. The center, we can remove that. And to create some layers, making and inserting layers. Okay, to create layers, you will have to go to the layer properties. From here, you can just go to here or press right click for the new layer. You can type the name, like I want a dimension layer. If you press enter and press enter again, the new layer will be added, because enter will repeat the last command. Okay, so from dimension to reference, now press enter 2 times and I want a symmetrical. Okay, so these are the layers created. I can change the properties like that. The reference I need is this one, and for the geometry I need this one. For the reference I need the line type to be center. Okay, so these are the leaders, sorry, the layers. We have the layers here. Okay, so just select the object, go to the layer, select the layer where you want this object to be, and you can create it like that. Okay, or you can see that whole of the object is converted into that layer. I don't want these references to be converted to that layer, so go to the edit option. Okay, and now you can go to the home tab. You can specify everything from here. Just select the whole object, go to the geometry and select the references like that, and make them shift to the reference like that. Close block editor from here or go to the property, check them. Everything should be in the layer, not by block. It should be by layer. Close, save the changes. Now you can see the block is, this block is converted into the layers. Okay, so the object should be in 0 by default, and everything again you will see in the layer. Okay, any other question? If you have any question, you can ask, or we are finished with the today's session. So going to show you the assignment. That assignment will be okay. So we have the assignment here. So first, this shape, you have the values. You have to create one object and apply the array. We have the second option. You have to create it as a block. Okay. After creating this object, you have to create it in the block. You have to create it a single block. After that, the block will be only this one. Okay, all the chairs, sorry, all the part of this chair will be a block, and after that you will have to apply the array on that block. Construction of architectural drawing. Okay, so this is the second. You have to apply it from use it from the library, the tool palette, and you have to scale it according to the values that we have here. And after that, this drawing, here you have to specify the properties like line weight to this rectangular shape, that is zero point 0.5, color blue for this circle, green for this circle, red for this circle, and you have to create this shape and apply the hatch here and define the value. And you have to create the block of this shape also. Okay, so the last question we have is how to how to create a architectural drawing. So we have the architectural drawings. Okay, wait a second. Okay, so to create an architectural drawing, first go to the new drawing. Okay, create a new drawing, and first thing we have to do is set the units. To go to the units, set the unit to the engineering or architecture, whichever you need. The main difference will be in engineering, we will set the unit like this, inch feet in decimals, and if we go to the architecture, the unit will be specified like that. Okay, so go to the units, whichever you need, specify the insertion scale to be inches, and use the angular to up to 2 digits. Click OK. Units are set. But if you define anything like I want a line of length 1 feet, so value should be added with the symbols. Now you can see I have typed the feet, the single comma, and for inches like 5 inches, the double comma up here. So press enter. So if you check the dimension of this line, you can see the value there is 17. I want this value to be shown as 1 feet 5 inches. So to do that, go to the D enter, modify, and go to the primary units. Now the unit should be converted to the engineering again, and click OK, set current, close. Now you can see the dimension is 1 feet 5 inches. So to create a drawing, suppose we have a room of size 15 feet by 12 feet, the length is 15 feet, the width is 12 feet. So I can directly create a rectangular shape, D enter, and the length is 15 feet and the width is 12 feet. So we can just create the rectangle here. So the value that we have given is the dimension of insides, from inside wall to inside wall. Okay, from here to here, like that one. So this is the dimension of inside. Now we have to create some walls. So the wall thickness, the standard thickness is by 4.5 inches or 9 inches. To create an offset of like 9 inches, select the object and create the offset outside, not the inside, outside. Because if we create the offset in the inside, the area will reduce. Okay, we need the value to be defined from here, from inside to inside. That's why the offset should be outside. Okay, so suppose this is the area we need, this is the room we need. Now we have to define the location of the door, the location of the window. Suppose I need the door somewhere here. So you have to just create a line here. Okay. And if you want to place the door somewhat offset from this wall, you can just create an offset. Like I want an offset of 4 inches. So the line should be moved to 4 inches here. Now I want a door of 3.5 feet. So offset command and use 3.5 feet, and this is the size of the door. Now just go to the trim and trim out everything. Now you can see this is the entrance. Okay. So this is the room, this is the entrance. Now you have to define the location of the window. So to create a window, suppose I want to create a window here and the size of the window is 8 feet and the window is in the center. Create a line at the center points like that. Create an offset of 4 feet to both the sides and delete the center like that. Okay, and create a line from center to center, and you can see that this is the window symbol like that. Okay, if you want to define the door here, we can use the line command from center to center like that. Okay, use the offset of 2 inches. The standard thickness of the door is 2 inches like that, and use an arc. Just use the length 3.5 feet first. This is the line, and use the arc start and direction from this point to this point, and in this direction turn on the ortho, define the direction, and this is the arc. You can specify the line. If you don't want, you can delete the line. You will see that this is the symbol for the. Okay, if you want to use the standards from library, go to the design center or go to the tool palette, and there is architectural. There are some imperial doors. Drag them here. Okay, and now you can see this is the door. If you click here, there is the option you want to a closed door. This is the closed. You want to open at 45, at 90. There are the options. I want a 45-degree open door. I can just delete this one. I want it to be from this side. Okay, I don't want it to open this side. I want the opposite direction. You can just click here. You can see there is the location change. You can click upside downside. So this is the shape. Now just move the door from this point here up to this point. So this is the door size. Now you have to just move it up to this point. So how to increase the scale? So click closed. Now to change the size, you can just drag, but this is the maximum scale. So you can go to the scale command, select the base. I want the reference that from here to here, I want this value to be 3.5 feet. So you can create it like this, and we can just define the value again that this is our door. Okay, so in this way you can create a room. If you want to show its length, you can just create an offset. First you have to create a shape that is similar to the room. So I'm going to create a rectangular shape from here to here and create an offset of 2 or 2.5 feet, whichever you need, like that. This will be its length, like that. You want to specify a floor, you can similarly specify the floor also. Okay, if you want to place any furniture, go to the. Okay, we have some furniture in the design center. Go to the design center, DC, go to home, English US, and go to the home space planner. Go to the blocks. We have a bed, a chair, okay, a table lamp. You can choose whatever you need, a sofa like that, and specify them wherever you need. I need that object to be specified somewhere here. This lamp should be somewhere here, and a copy of this object we need somewhere here. You need a chair somewhere here. Rotate the object in the direction you need. I need this object in this direction somewhere here. To add a table, go to the design center again. DC, use the desk, close. I want to rotate this desk 90 degree, move it somewhere here. So like this way you can specify everything in the room. If you want to specify the size, you can just scale it according to that. Okay, I want this bed to be for, I think, suppose 8 feet. So scale, specify the base point. I want to specify the reference for this line. This length should be 8 feet. So it is already 8 feet, I think. Specify like that. Okay. So in this way you can create a drawing. Again, you have to create it in the layers. The layers should be the wall layer, the furniture layer, the door and window layer, like that. Okay. So any other question? If you need anything else. Okay. That was it for the day. Thank you. If you have any other question, you can ask in the group. Okay.